الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيد الأنبياء والمرسلين أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Alhamdulillah, we're on lesson 5 and today's lesson is a bit lengthy, so we'll have this video in two parts. We're going to talk about ضمير, also what we call zamir, is a pronoun. So ضمير is that noun which denotes on such a mutakallim, mukhatab or ghaib, which has been mentioned previously. For example, ana, I, anta, you, or huwa, he. So what is mutakallim, mukhatab, and ghaib? Mutakallim is first person, the speaker. So right now I'm speaking, so I'm the mutakallim. Mukhatab is second person, the person being spoken to. So you, the viewer. Mukhatab, the person being spoken to. Ghaib is third person, the person absent from the conversation. So if two people are having a conversation about somebody who's not there, like Zaid, Zaid would be a ghaib. He is not part of that conversation. Then they have a note that says, other than the ism lamir, every other ism is called ism zahir, visible noun. And inshallah, you'll see what this means as we cover more asma. Lamir is divided into two categories, muttasil and munfasil. Lamir is divided into two categories. One is the attached form, the muttasil, and one is in the unattached form, munfasil. The definition of lamir muttasil is, lamir muttasil is that lamir which is attached with its amil. The example they give is ta in darabta, darabaka, the kaf, in the hum, in lahum. These are all muttasil zamir, that they're attached to something. They're attached to their amil. Amil is something, and they mention this in the note. Amil is something that changes the i'rabi state. I'rabi state meaning, will this word take a zabar, a zir, or a pesh, or fatha, damma, kasra? What will this? So darabaka, it could have been something else, or darabta, it could have been darabtuma. So daraba would be the amil, and the thing being attached to it would be the ma'mul. Then ضمير متصل is divided into three parts: marfu', mansub, and majroor. And a basic understanding I would say is marfu' is like when it has a dhamma, mansub is when it has a fatha, and majroor is when it has a kasra. This can change, and inshallah as you go through more advanced book and as you go through this book, you'll understand what that means of these three states, and that how it's not always going to be fatha, dhamma, or kasra. So for dhamir marfu' muttasil, they say this is that dhamir which happens to be at the place of rafa' and becomes fa'il or na'ibul fa'il. The example they give is hiya in darabta and na in darabna. These are dhamir marfu' muttasil. Darabta, or darabat, is she hit. So she is the one doing the hitting. So she becomes the fa'il, as we talked in the previous lesson. Fa'il will always be in a state of rafa'. And darabna is we hit. That's mutakallim, so we're doing the hitting. So that is the fa'il, and it is also in a state of rafa'. That's why it's called zamir marfu' muttasil. Marfu' meaning something that is in the state of rafa'. Second type is dhamir mansub muttasil. This is that dhamir which happens to be at the place of nasab. If it is attached to a fi'l, it is maf'ul bihi. And if it is attached to huruf mushabba bil fi'l, then it becomes their ism. So we talked about a fi'l is the verb, fa'il is the doer of the verb, and then the third thing is maf'ul, is the thing which the action happens upon. So if I say daraba zaydun bakran, that Zaid, the fa'il, does the hitting which is the fi'l, upon bakar, the maf'ul. The maf'ul is the one that takes the action upon itself. So the action is happening upon the maf'ul. So they're saying here is ضمير منصوب متصل. If it comes with a fi'l, that means it is going to be the maf'ul. So the example is ضربه. Daraba means to he hit. The who, when you add this pronoun, when you add this to daraba, it means he hit him. So who, meaning him, is the one that's taking the hitting. So the hitting is happening upon, so that is the maf'ul. And they also mention huruf mushabba bil fi'l, and that is something that's going to come in a later lesson. Inshallah, we'll talk about it in more detail. Dhamir majroor muttasil, third type. This is that dhamir which happens to be at the place of jar. If it is attached to an ism, it is mudaf ilayh, and if it is attached to harf jar, then it is majroor. And inshallah, this is also coming. Mudaf ilayh, and harf jar. Jar majroor is also coming very, very soon. This is mudaf ilayh, and is basically, you could say, ownership, possession. It shows something like that. And harf jar, they're about to come up, so inshallah just memorize this, and inshallah we'll cover this in the next lesson or two. The example they give is غلامه, his servant. So that shows possession, shows ownership, shows association. So when it is attached to an ism, when a dhamir is attached, as I mentioned, when it is attached to an ism, it becomes mudaf ilayh, meaning there is idafat being done to that, meaning nisbat, association, possession, ownership is being established there. So his servant. And the harf jar one, inshallah, we'll do that very soon. Dhamir munfasil. This is that dhamir which is not attached to its amil. For example, nahnu, iyana. And inshallah, we'll cover dhamir munfasil in the next video. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.